So this is maybe a sub idea from 8.3 that we're going to use for other stuff. We actually could have done this a while ago, but what we really want to learn to do is find domains and ranges. Right? They're going to ask us a bunch of these. So they're going to do, for example, questions like, find the domain and range of f of x is that function we looked at just a second ago. So negative absolute value of x plus 2 plus 3. Cool? All right. So do we remember what the picture looked like for this thing? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the picture looked like go left 2, up 3, right? Mm-hmm. And then make a, oops, I missed it.
Mm-hmm. You're fine. We don't care.
Close enough. Picture, right? I'm not so worried about the quality of this picture, actually, because really I'm going to spend my time smashing this picture. Okay? So the thing I'm looking for is domains and ranges. What do you think of when you see the word domains or ranges?
Inputs and axes, so x and y's.
Yeah, right? What's the domain?
X.
The x's, it's all the inputs, right? And maybe I should phrase this as allowed inputs, right? Meaning the ones that don't break math.
Mm-hmm.
How about the range? That's just the outputs.
Wouldn't that be allowed?
I don't know, I don't really need an allowed. The possible outputs, how about that? Really, you could rephrase this as possible inputs, right? Okay, so I want to think to myself, which of these axes goes with the inputs or the outputs? X is the input axis, right? So I could look at this and I could think, okay, x's are inputs, right? Y's are outputs. Yeah?
Yeah.
So if I think to myself, okay, which inputs are valid?
The ones in between the lines.
I remember that these pairs, right, points on a graph are an input, comma, output pair, right?
Right.
So the inputs that work are the ones that have a point below them or above them, right? You guys see that? So if I smash this way onto the input axis, what do I see? Yeah. So if I smash onto the input axis, I get everything. You see that? So that tells me that domain of that thing, f of x, is
All real?
Team Rocket.
yeah, all reals, Team Rocket R, right? So the Team Rocket R or all reals or how would you phrase that as an interval? Or negative infinity to infinity? What kind of brackets do you put on that one? Yeah, they should be round because
They're
You don't
infinity
close
because
brackets on
because they're infinity.
Yeah.
You would be nuts to put closed brackets on infinity, right? It's not a number. It's not in the real number system, so it doesn't make any sense to include it. So any of these three, maybe very much less preferably, you could do this. Negative infinity is less than x is less than positive infinity. I really would rather if you didn't do this one. It's not wrong, but I would rather if you didn't do that. How about the range of f? How do I find a range?
vertex.
Squish it sideways.
Yeah, I should squish onto the output axis, right? You guys see that? So I squish sideways. This stuff's easy, right? Open or closed? Is that included or not?
It's closed.
How do you know it's closed?
There's a
Yeah, there's a point level with it, right? There's an input, -2, that gives me the output 3. You see that? So how do I write that as an interval or something?
Negative infinity, comma, 3, close bracket.
Okay, like this.
Yeah, with an
With
open
a
over here and a closed over
open
here.
and a close.
Sweet. A little bullet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Rocket.
Question for you.
Smart guy parachuting.
Is this the same thing?
No.
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 it doesn't.
You guys all see that?
Yeah.
How many numbers are in here?
All the ones below 0.
Negative, under negative
There's no
space.
numbers.
None?
There are no numbers in here. This means the numbers that are bigger than 3 and smaller than negative infinity, right? There aren't any numbers
Okay.
smaller than negative infinity, so this thing just doesn't make any sense,
Okay.
right? This reads no numbers. It's a really complicated and annoying way to say no numbers. You guys cool with that?
But if ever there is no numbers, we can use that?
If there ever is no numbers, yeah, you can use that.
Sweet.
We could talk about it, yeah. There are times when that's a useful concept. There's actually a shorter symbol for it, but I don't want to go there right now. So there's my range. How else could I write my range? Is there another way I could do this?
I count all the numbers in negative.
All numbers less than or equal to 3.
Yeah, you could phrase this as x is smaller than or equal to 3. Is x the appropriate letter here?
Would be.
Probably not, right?
Yeah, so
What's
that's
x usually symbolize?
horizontal plane.
Yeah, that's usually a horizontal thing, an input. What do I mean here? I mean range things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why?
So I really should write y maybe. This again is preferably not. The reason for preferably not is if you tell me this interval, we're okay. If you tell me x is less than or equal to 3, then I have to wonder if you know what realm you're in. It's cool with that? It's not wrong, I just wonder about your sanity. Cool? You want to try another one? Maybe?
Sure.
What realm?
I like that.
Okay.
I like to think about realms.
Here's another one.
I know. Would it change it?
Realms.
I guess I should call this something other than that. Let's call it g. So let's say this is a picture of g of x is square root x.
Yeah, sure. What about it?
That's good for test.
Okay. What are the domain and range for this thing?
Oh, the cell phone.
So finding the domain, which way do you smash? Yep, this way. Onto the input axis, right? Or the x-axis. So you get this stuff.
You?
Close this or open it?
No.
How do you know? Convince me, one way or the other. Closed or open?
Because you're including all those numbers.
0, 0 is a
Yeah, 0.
0, 0 is a point, right? So 0 is a,
It's included.
Yeah.
yeah, it is included because this 0 is a valid input for the square root function, right? I know what the square root of 0 is, it's 0. You guys see that? Okay, so my domain is going to be 0, infinity with what kind of brackets?
Closed and then open.
Closed on the 0
And
and
then the parentheses.
open on the infinity. How about the range? So what do you do with the range?
Kind of the same thing.
No.
Smash it.
No, sideways.
Yeah, right there.
This
Boom.
way.
Yes.
This way.
You're on
This
fire.
one?
You're on
Sideways?
fire.
This way.
Right? You're trying to smash onto the
Oh,
Not
why?
Vertical plane.
outputs, right? The vertical axis. So we smash this way and we get this stuff, right? And 0?
Still in there.
Still in there for the
Including.
exact
C.
backwards reason, right?
Right.
You guys see that? Before 0, 0 was telling me that the input 0 is valid. Now it's telling me that output 0 is hit. So I close that.
Battleship.
So how do I phrase the range?
Close 0.
Close 0.
Close 0. Positive infinity. Yep. Yeah, it's the same thing. You guys see that?
Yep.
This one has the same domain as it has range.
Provided that doesn't.
You could probably
keep
just tell that
curving.
by the way it's always positive. 'Cause
Yeah, we could tell that by the fact that it kind of rises into the first quadrant. Yeah. You all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should we try another one?
Yep.
Different one?
How dare you even consider it?
All right.
Musketeer? We can't be the Musketeers. There's not three of us.
There's not 3 of us. No.
The mathematics.
Masketeers was kind of the thing.
Yeah. That really does sound like a super math scientist.
Yeah.
You should have like sweaters.
Like ugly Christmas sweaters.
Yeah. It says Musketeer.
Okay.
It'll be spelled
So,
in math language.
here's a picture of a function.
Okay.
Does everybody agree this is a function?
Sure.
Totally.
What do you need to use to check? Which direction is this figure? Good, the vertical thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
The horizontal thing tests for
Line
something
test.
else.
Yes.
You want to test the vertical line test on this to check if it's a function?
Scan it.
You guys see that?
Scan it.
This is a function, right?
Yes.
Totally.
Okay, so what are the domain and range of this function?
Everywhere except that little blank spot. The bald spot.
Yes, as so many things in these videos, we're looking at a bald spot.
So
This is the one where you have the and, where you have this and that, and you have a portion come out.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do some gluing together of intervals because there's some stuff missing, right? So first to find the domain, I want to smush which way?
horizontal.
Domains are onto the inputs, right? The x's are the inputs, so we smush this way. So we get this stuff and that stuff, right? And then we need to figure out whether we close or open things. Do we close or open these ends?
We close.
Close, why? Yeah, there's a point, the dots are filled in, right?
Yes.
You guys see that?
Yes.
So what's the domain?
Negative bracket. Not bracket, but
Open
parenthesis.
parenthesis.
Negative infinity.
Okay.
Comma. Keep going. We're not done yet.
Comma.
Negative 4. No, why do you keep backing up? Keep going.
4.
Four?
Close
Bracket.
bracket.
Positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative.
Negative?
Yeah.
That's the x value here, right?
Yeah.
You guys all see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Close
Close
bracket.
bracket.
Close
The
bracket.
fancy U.
And
Okay, and then I want to stick two
Union.
intervals together, so I need a union.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Close bracket.
Close bracket.
No, that's where the
Tray.
And
Yeah.
I need a 3, and
Comma.
then
Infinity.
infinity.
And then
Open parenthesis.
Open wound.
Yes.
You guys see this?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, this thing's a little funny, right? Because this is kind of an adding symbol, right? Which I usually read as and. Yeah?
Mhm.
What I mean, though, is the stuff that's in here and also the stuff that's in there, right? Cool. All right. How about the range?
Very similar. Same shape.
So the range I want to smush
Vertical axis.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the.
onto the output axis, right? What do I get?
Except for.
I get that stuff, right?
That stuff. Yeah.
That's this line being smushed over.
Right.
We.
When I smush this line over, what do I get?
Negative 3 and up.
Down.
Or down,
That stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then are these brackets closed or open?
yeah.
They're closed. Why?
Because it's including that point.
Stop it there.
Because these 2 points were closed dots, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what's my range?
Close bracket.
Somebody else do it.
Negative 3.
It's all you.
comma, negative, oh, okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. Let's do it. We'll talk
No.
about why.
Negative infinity.
So you wanna do this,
open
right?
bracket. No.
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 Why not?
Because it doesn't,
Yeah, because there isn't anything in here, right? This is saying nothing. So I want to what?
Open bracket.
Swap it.
Yeah, I just need to
Yeah.
switch that idea, right? So I need, okay, this starts at negative infinity and goes to negative 3.
Close bracket.
Close bracket.
I close the negative 3 bracket, and then what?
Get a cup.
Union.
Union, yeah. Cup.
Open.
That's actually called a
That's
cup in typesetting.
close
Oh.
bracket.
Is it? I just made that up.
Yeah, it's called a
Zero.
cup.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 0.
0? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what do you remember for domains and ranges?
Not much.
So first you need a graph, right? That's how this technique works. Once you've got a graph, what do? For a domain, you smash
Squiggly lines.
onto the inputs, right?
Horizontally.
For a range, you smash onto the outputs. And then you need to worry about the brackets. Cool?
Need to worry about it.
And then remember how to stick intervals together using this union.